you guys, my name is Ryan. Welcome back to my channel. Do you like my tree? So with school just around the corner, I wanted to talk about procrastination. It's a bad habit that unfortunately we are all guilty of, whether it's for homework assignments, cleaning the bathroom, going to the post office, or making a doctor's appointment that you've been meaning to. When you procrastinate, you can never really relax because there's always something that needs to be done. The reason we tend to procrastinate is because we are dreading the difficult things. It's a lot easier to just wait until tomorrow, push it off, or to ignore the dreadful task. In reality, we all know it's harder to wait until the last minute to get something done because of the added stress, needing to rush, and the lack of quality in our efforts. I talk a lot about time blocking on my channel because it's effective. When you are aware and in control of how you spend your time, it's a lot easier to get things done. That being said, the first way to stop procrastinating is to make a schedule for yourself. Taking the example of a project at school, let's say you have to submit a research paper. You're assigned the project, but where do you start? Breaking things down simplifies the dreadful tasks that we were talking about before. Depending on your project, of course, there are a lot of elaborate things involved. Let's keep it to 4 major parts. You choose the topic, you do the research, you write the draft, and you revise and submit. When you have an important task and procrastination gets in the way, you have to make a schedule for yourself. Allotting certain times of your day to take care of specific things is important because you're making sure that you have time to do it. Not having time is an excuse that we come up with a lot, and it leads to waiting until the last minute. I know we've all submitted something at 11:59 when it was due at midnight. Likewise, if you find that you don't have the best self-discipline to create a schedule for yourself, you can trick yourself into thinking that the due date for a project or an assignment is a couple days or even weeks before it's due. Give yourself the due dates. If your assignment is due in a month, maybe you can dedicate each upcoming week to completing your broken down parts. Making your own due dates can also give you a little bit of a grace period if something does come up. Professors or bosses don't like the excuse of my computer crashed right before I submitted or something came up, because even if it is true, they can always counteract with, well, why didn't you start before? Anything as simple as hitting the snooze button in the morning to give yourself a couple more minutes of sleeping time can be part of a procrastination mentality. While this is minor, something you can try for things like this is to count down. Give yourself 10 seconds, and when you hit 0, you have to get up. Be aware and hold yourself accountable for your excuses, or else you're gonna keep using them. Working from home or taking classes at home makes it so hard to avoid distractions. Your bed is an arm's length away, the window is right next to you, and you wanna see what loud neighbors are doing. Your phone is accessible at all times. While procrastinating is a common bad habit, it's even harder now to avoid it. Cutting your distractions can ease this a little. I've been using this app, Flora, since high school when a friend introduced it to me, where you set a timer that keeps you off your phone. In that certain amount of time, you are essentially building a tree. The second that you pick up your phone and open up any other app, it warns you that your tree is about to die. It's a good app because you can build trees with your friends and it helps with your focus. Otherwise, if you know that certain distractions are going to come up, do what you can to cut them out. I know you can't simply go to the library or to a coffee shop to avoid being in a loud house, but you can monitor your social media by setting time limits on your phone, turning off the notification sound when you're working, or leave your phone in another room, and even disconnecting your computer from the internet if you have a paper to write or something. A bad habit that I do is when I'm supposed to be working, I'll get distracted and I'll click another tab in my browser and just open Twitter or Facebook or anything like that. We tend to complete easier tasks first. And that's a whole nother thing that involves a desired sense of productivity and crossing off things your to-do list. Mindless tasks are of course easier to complete. And that's when the dreadfulness comes in, when you actually have to work towards completing a task or a project. It's a good idea to have someone to hold you accountable and you for them. Letting someone know what you need to get done helps because they can make sure that you aren't just crossing off the easy things or doing the bare minimum of your to-do list. It can be a friend, significant other, family member, or even a classmate. I feel like that would really help, especially if you guys have a lot of assignments for one class. Kind of like a gym buddy, just holding each other accountable. The most important thing to remember when you are trying to stop procrastinating is to just start. Tasks can be hard, they can take a lot of time and effort, but you won't even get to that part if you don't start. And it's so rewarding when you can finally finish. What you do today can improve all of your tomorrows. Simplify your tasks and make it easier for yourself to complete them, and more importantly, to start them. Take action for yourself and take care of any potential stress that might come up by taking care of things on time.
I think we're getting into a weird area here.